22nd of January 2021. The time is 9:05 p.m. Location of log, urban location 24, sector 10. Myself and August Bell, who I keep referring as August Glock, have relocated from urban location 8 in light of recent information acquisitioned by our contacts within the global administrative body in urban location 17. The journey to 24 has been formally finalized, and upon arriving to the region, we made our way to the Civil, Medical and Research Union's Clinical Foundation. We bypassed the usual city orchestrations of public humiliation trials to former and casted out so-called collaborators to our benefactors. Seemingly, the administration here is perfectly confident in suppressing the local population most aggressively. This is the starting literature review and hypothesis formulation for a new project. It is labeled as codenamed Ultris. Ultris follows the operational footsteps of a series of historical projects related to MK Ultra, the full purpose of which was to produce subliminal, psychoactive, biochemical, and arbitrary influence signal wavelength appliances. There is retrospect to the fundamental ideas within MK Ultra that can be applied to Ultris, which have more recent implications from previous installments of research that were successfully applied since the incarceration experiment near City 24, similar to the Stanford prison experiment, and the Dominator deviation projects within City 8. Other such examples were committed by shared aerial cogniparasites filtrated into the air through the codename Flytrap operation within Industrial 17. The hypothesis that myself and August Bell have is to use a method combination of the previously mentioned and applied methods of socio-suppression techniques. Similarly, the hypothesis will endeavor to use the civic population of 24 as a large-scale control group to pick steady volunteers, willing and both unwilling, to a stream of human experimental practices. Our appropriate hypothesis is to biochemically produce what can be described as a calculable infiltration to the human psyche, while subverting signalized beta and theta brainwave lengths to transmit commands or orders into a subject. The artificial constructs may be prioritized the manufacturing of a machine that is capable to accurately read the unique signatures of each of a testing subject's neuroelectrical signals and prioritize implementation of auditory or biochemically produced commands that can be transmitted to the human subpsyche or subconsciousness. Passive influence of an individual's vinculum is before, during, and after the altercations created should eventually provide an artificial means to establish sleeper collaborator agents within the population to oust fringe anti-establishment forces hidden within the civic populace. In turn, civil protection may commit to the necessary raids, arrests, and suppression of deviancy within the population. This can simplified to the loose term known as brainwashing. The mapping of the human brain plays a key point, where emotional and pathological responses must be recorded to specific statements, commands, titles, names, and topical subjects that can be used to map the deeper personalities and hidden personas of each client. Conducting readings of neurological biochemical compounds that are distributed within the human brain during the later processes, such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine, will be imperative to the success of Ultris. Methods of operationalization must be created prior to any testing in order to psychoanalyze potential behavioral activities deemed both positive or negative reactions to research criteria. Biological factors include heavy evaluation of the frontal lobe and temporal lobe in specific correlation to the recording of memory, auditory association, visionary, motor, and sensational emotional implications. It is highly expected that the depth of testing regarding human trials will enact a series of psychological, mental, and physical breakdowns that may lead to long-term medical traumas, to even death. Chemically interfering and manipulating neuroelectrical commands may cause unpredictable sets of events to occur. It is also likely mechanical failures with the machines may lead to a sudden loss of cognitive functions that may result in the brain death of a client. No testing is yet to be committed until evaluations are to be completed, first and foremost.